Okay, on the record, in the matters of the people of the state of Michigan versus Tyrese Turner, 24-03-554-5556-5758-59. Council appearance.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Matt Nagel for the people.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter appearing today via Zoom with Mr. Tyrese Turner, who is also joining us via Zoom.
Okay, today was the date that was set for a pretrial. These are for unlicensed dog matters, dog vaccination matters. How are we proceeding on this?
Your Honor, it's my understanding that the defendant is taking measures to be compliant with the law in this matter. However, I believe defense is going to be requesting an adjournment so that the defendant can have a little bit more time to finish up being compliant. People would have no objection.
That's correct, Your Honor. We are seeking an adjournment today. Mr. Turner is gathering the money to license the dogs, and as the court can probably tell, there's a few of them, so it's going to take him a little bit of time to get that money together. We would ask the court to set us for as long as you're willing to give us to allow him that opportunity. Thank you.
Is he employed?
Not at this time, Your Honor. I believe his wife is the employed member of the household.
Give me 60 days.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Through March 24th at 10. March 24th at 10.
Thank you.
Do you have any questions? No problem. Any questions for the court today, Mr. Turner?
No, ma'am.
Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
No, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
Nothing further. Thank you.
You're all set.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
On the record, in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan, this is Kelsey Charis, 24-02909. Counsel appearance.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Matt Nagel for the people.
Jacob Rowley on behalf of Ms. Charis.
Ms. Charis is present from Ingham County Jail via Polycom, and this is for a retail fraud. Was there a resolution on this matter?
People have offered to resolve this case by offering to amend count 1 to retail fraud third, and then a kill and brew agreement to no upfront jail. I think counsel had an opportunity to discuss it with his clients.
Yes, Your Honor, we do intend to enter that plea today.
That's correct, Ms. Charis. You want to plead guilty to the amended charge, retail fraud in the third degree?
Yes, Your Honor.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under the penalty of perjury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, ma'am, you have the right to the presumption of innocence in this matter. So that means that you are innocent until proven guilty. You would have to give up that right if you want to plead guilty today to the amended charge. Did you know that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so you want to waive your right to the presumption of innocence and waive your right to have a trial in which you would require the prosecutor to prove each element of the charge being brought against you beyond a reasonable doubt.
Yes, Your Honor.
It also means you'll be giving up your right to question or cross-examine in court any of the witnesses that they had intended to call to testify against you at your trial. You're going to give up your right to call your own witnesses to testify on your behalf at trial. your right to remain silent and not have the silence be used against you, or your right to testify at your trial if you'd like. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anyone threatening you to give these rights up?
Your Honor.
Has there been any promises extended to you in exchange for you entering a guilty plea to the amended charge?
No, Your Honor.
Are you currently on probation or on parole?
No, Your Honor.
You understand that a guilty plea could result in a conviction that you may need to report to your current employer, or you may need to place this conviction on a future job application. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
This charge, if convicted, could also have impact on where you can get immigration status or where you can travel outside the country. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
As to retail fraud in the third degree, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Is that because you believe you're guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
Actual basis.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Charis, on April 18th of 2024, were you present at a Menards store at 725 American Road in the city of Lansing?
Yes.
Would you agree that's in city of Lansing, Union County, state of Michigan?
Yes.
Well, at that store, did you take some items that were offered for sale and attempt to leave the store without paying for those items?
Yes, I did.
Those items include, I believe, a couple of knives and a cutting tool of some kind.
Yes.
Okay. Is it true that you were stopped before you left the store and those items were recovered?
Yes.
I believe that's a factual basis.
Any questions from the prosecution?
No, Your Honor.
The court is satisfied with the factual basis. I'll accept your plea. I find it to be freely, voluntarily, and intelligently given. What is she being held on?
She has a couple of pending cases out of the 55th district. She has $5,000, 10% on one, 500, 10% on the other.
Because she's not been earning any time on this.
My knowledge, that's correct.
Okay. Sentencing is set for March 3rd. 9 a.m. You need to meet with our probation department so they can prepare the court with the pre-sentence interview, a report, okay? So how long do you think she'll be in custody?
To resolve those other cases and then certainly before March 3rd.
Okay. I know that she's currently in custody, so they can schedule that while she's there. Do you have any questions for the court today, ma'am?
I'm supposed to be getting out by the end of the month. Will I be having a PR bond with you guys, or how does that work?
You're already on PR bond here. I don't know what's going on with your other matters.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions?
No, that's it. Your Honor.
Okay, you're all set. Thank you.
Thank you.
Who's supposed to?
This is the Nichols.
On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Charles Russell Nichols, 24-03563, appearance please.
Matt Nagel for the people.
Jacob Rowley on behalf of Mr. Nichols.
Nichols has a retail fraud second. Is there a offer on this one?
That's correct, Your Honor. The people have offered to amend count 1 to retail fraud in the third degree, as well as an agreement to restitution in the amount of $37.98. It's my understanding defense counsel has had a chance to relay this to his client and refer to defense.
Yes, Your Honor, we do intend to accept that offer in our plea today.
Mr. Nichols, you want to plead guilty to the amended charge, retail fraud in the third degree with the understanding that you owe restitution?
I do.
Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury.
I do.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Ms. Nichols, you enjoy the presumption of innocence, so that means you're innocent until proven guilty. You'd have to give up your presumption of innocence in order to plead guilty today to the amended charge of retail fraud in the 3rd degree. Did you understand that?
Yes,
That means that you're gonna give up your right to continue to a trial, and you have the right to jury trial. You have the right to remain silent at that trial and not have silence be used against you. You could waive that silence and testify at your trial if you like. You have the right to confront in court and cross-examine your accusers or any witness called to testify against you. And you also have the right to subpoena witnesses to testify on your behalf. Do you understand each of those rights that you would have to give up today?
yes,
Okay. Is anyone threatening you to give those rights up?
no,
Has there been any promises extended to you in exchange for you giving up these rights?
no,
Are you currently on probation or on parole?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure if you're on probation, sir?
I am on probation.
For which court?
54,
54B or 54A?
circuit,
So 30th Circuit. Which judge put you on probation?
Aquilina,
Excuse me?
Aquilina,
Okay, so you're on probation before Judge
Judge, you're
Aquilina
tired
out
right
in the
now.
30th Circuit Court?
yes,
Your Honor,
Okay,
Mr. Nichols was on probation with Judge Aquilina. His probation was revoked.
Thank you.
Recently. He's not on probation currently. to my knowledge.
okay, so you recently had your probation revoked, correct?
what he said.
Okay, so what, if you were to enter a guilty plea, this could have had an impact on probation status, or it could have impact on your employment, because you would need to report this to your future employer. You understand that?
Yes,
Also could have an impact on where you can get immigration or travel status outside the country. You understand that?
yes,
As to the amended charge of retail fraud in the 3rd degree, how do you plead?
guilty.
Is that because you believe you're guilty? Is that because you believe you are guilty?
Yes,
Factual basis, please.
Mr. Nichols, on September 11th of 2024, were you present at a Meyer store at 6200 South Pennsylvania Avenue?
Can you hear us?
yes,
Mr. Nichols, were you present at that Meyer store on 6200 South Pennsylvania?
yes, I was.
And do you agree that that is in the city of Lansing, Ames County, state of Michigan? Right, was that a yes?
Yes,
And while at that store, did you take some items that were offered for sale and attempt to leave without paying for them?
yes, I did.
And is it true that those items consisted of some food and drink items?
Yes,
Is it true that you were stopped and those items were recovered before you left the store?
correct.
Would you also agree that some number of those items could not be offered for sale, and that accounts for the $37.98 of restitution being requested?
I suppose, I have no idea what they said or what they're doing.
All right. But are you agreeing to that amount of restitution?
Yes,
I believe that's a factual basis for it.
Any questions from the prosecutor?
No, Your Honor.
Your question about the items that couldn't be, you mean that they couldn't return or reuse after that? It looks like I see some lobster claws, snow crab, porterhouse steak, and Angus roast beef.
Right.
And some liquor.
They couldn't sell some of those food items after they.
Okay. Okay. The court says on the factual basis, I'll accept your plea. I find your plea to be made freely, voluntarily, and intelligently. What was his, when his probation was revoked, what was his sentence?
He's serving a jail sentence without date of June 5th
Of this year?
of this year.
My sentence is 93 days, Ingham County Jail. He's been in custody since the time of his arraignment on a 2010% bond. He will get credit for the dates previously served. Restitution. That's owed to Meyer in the amount of $37.98. We'll make payment arrangements to get that taken care of after his out date. Do you have any questions today?
no,
Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
No, Your Honor.
So Your Honor.
You're all set.
okay, thank you.
On the record, in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Kelly Hooks, 24-03572, counsel appearance.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Matt Nagel for the people.
Ms. Hooks, please start your video. It was the date that we reset this matter. This is for a dog at large. Mr. Nagel, how are you proceeding on this?
Thank you, Your Honor. It's my understanding that this case arose, but I guess was not charged on a date, on an earlier date, but since then the dogs have been surrendered. So since there are no dogs with which to make improvements to prevent them getting out, the people will dismiss this case, Your Honor. I think this was
There's
on
a
complaint.
co-defendant in this matter, I do believe.
There is, Mr. Kerry
Mr.
Seabrook.
Seabrook, please start your video. The people of the state of Michigan versus Kerry Seabrook, 24-03574.
Jacob Rowley on behalf of Mr. Seabrook, Your Honor.
Matt Nagel.
Are we blowing kisses to someone that we have a no contact order with in the middle of court?
No,
That would be dumb.
it would be.
It would be really stupid. Especially considering you have a incoming probation violation before me coming up for the same thing. You sure do. Contact your probation officer. This was also a dog at large. It's the same dog?
It's my understanding, yes, Your Honor, it's the same dog. These are co-defendants under the same incident, the same date. So therefore, the people will also dismiss this since the dogs have been surrendered since the date the incident came about.
Thank you. Both matters will be dismissed. Mr. Seabrook, you need to contact your probation officer about the violation.
I already spoke to him. I'm ready for him to come see you. So,
I'm sorry?
I already spoke to my probation officer. He told me what was going on. I know I gotta come see you.
Sounds good. Any additional matters for the record?
Thank you.
Okay, you're both excused. Thank you. Let's see. Mr. Christopher Johnson present?
Yes, ma'am.
On the record of the matter, the people of the state of Michigan versus Christopher Johnson, 24-03473, appearance counsel.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Matt Nagel for the people. My understanding the defendant is present without an attorney.
That's correct. He elected to represent himself. This was a dog stray, a malicious destruction of property dog, and it says here that you declined court-appointed counsel. That's accurate?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so Mr. Nagel, was there an offer for resolution on this?
Your Honor, I spoke with the defendant briefly, and it sounds like there is some dispute with the factual basis of the underlying offense. So therefore, it sounds like we are going to be requesting a final pretrial and jury trial date.
You still want to proceed without counsel for a jury trial?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You know how to pick a jury?
Got an idea. I've done it before, but it's been a long time.
You picked a jury on your own
Not on my own. I was on another case.
with an attorney, correct?
Attorney, yes.
Because there's court rules and rules of evidence that must be followed. I don't run circuses in here where people just get to do
Understand?
their own thing.
Yes, ma'am.
So if you're going to try to run your own trial, I expect you to have a knowledge base as it relates to the court rules and the rules of evidence.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's see. And you understand that you did have the right to court-appointed counsel. You're waiving that, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Give me a trial date. 31st at 8 a.m. March 31st at 8 a.m. will be the date for your trial, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions today?
No, ma'am.
I'm gonna get you a notice to appear for that date. I'm not holding final pre-trial on this.
Understood. Thank you.
Okay, any additional matters for the record?
Not for the people. Thank you.
Any questions from you, sir?
No, ma'am.
You're welcome. On the record, in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Michael Bowser, 4-02576 and 77. Appearance.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Matt Nagel for the people.
Sir,
Michael Bowser.
I mean, they literally put all the dog cases in the afternoon,
They
huh?
did.
Okay, we have a dog in DOP and a dog license vaccination, and you are not represented by counsel, correct?
Correct.
This is a case. How are we proceeding on this?
Your Honor, I was unaware that this defendant was appearing without counsel. If I might have a couple of minutes just to confer with the defendant in the hallway.
Okay,
That
well,
is, if he wants to continue without counsel.
he's been, I think, without counsel for some time. This matter, I got at least 2 failure to appears on, and he was offered in October to get his dog license and pay restitution for damage to the fence, and the people would dismiss both. Did you do that?
Yeah, I got the dog license right here.
What about the damage to the fence? Were you able to do anything with the neighbor?
I haven't talked to the neighbor, but I could make payments to him.
Have you spoken with them about making payments?
Some about 300.
Your Honor, I would have no problem dismissing the dog license file, obviously, since we have a current dog license. If the defendant merely speaks to the neighbor and they have some sort of agreement to resolve it between themselves, I'd be happy to dismiss the other charge as well. But since we don't, it sounds like they haven't spoken to each other. However, I hesitate to ask for an adjournment because it sounds like it's been for some time already.
Yeah, but I think he did. He came in December. He was arraigned on the bench warrant, and he's appeared today. So
Okay.
maybe, and he's taking care of the dog license. So I would feel okay with adjourning this to get resolution on the fence issue. And you would feel more comfortable with him making contact directly with them.
I would have no problem with that, as long as the contact is in reference to how they can resolve it between themselves. If I speak to the victim, it sounds like he's spoken with you, you guys have some sort of agreement to resolve that, I have no problem dismissing it. And it doesn't have to be paid by the next court date, just as long as you guys have some comes to the agreement.
So this is what I'll do. You're in contact with the neighbor. That's okay for you to make contact? Okay. We'll reset it.
February 24th, that's it.
February 24th at 10, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. We'll get you a notice to appear in just a moment, okay, sir? You're welcome. The record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Frank Cole, 24-03553, council appearance.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Matt Nagel for the people.
Jacob Raleigh on behalf of Mr. Cole.
And Mr. Cole has a dog at large. How are we proceeding on this?
Your Honor, I have been presented with photo evidence by the defendant showing that repairs have been made to the property to prevent this from happening again. Since the defendant has made an effort to repair the property, the people will dismiss.
Thank you. Motion to dismiss is granted. You're all set, sir. You're welcome. On the record, in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Desmond Tall, 24-03797. Appearance, please.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Matt Nagel for the people.
Jacob Raleigh on behalf of Mr. Tall.
Mr. Tall
Yes.
has a domestic violence. That's unfortunate. Everyone else had a dog case. But you got stuck in between there. I see. Let's see, was there an offer on this at this time?
Not at this time, Your Honor. I believe defense will be requesting a final pretrial and jury trial date. An offer will be extended by the time of the final pretrial.
That is our request.
That name sounds familiar. Yeah, you should do it. Any other case with you? Here? Warrant here, yeah. Oh, okay. Well, we know what that means. Final pre-trial. I'll take a date.
February 24th at 8 AM.
Jury trial.
March 31st at 8 AM. March 31st.
Okay, your final pretrial, you must appear in person February 24th, 8 o'clock in the morning. And then jury trial, March 31st, 8 o'clock in the morning in person at the court. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
For the people, thank you, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
You're all set.